At nearly 29,000 feet above sea level, there is a place where death can remain frozen for decades. A place so unforgiving that when climbers collapse on its slopes, many are never rescued, never recovered, and never brought home. This is the dark reality of Mount Everest. To the world, Everest is the ultimate symbol of human ambition, the highest point on Earth, standing above the clouds like the final challenge for adventurers willing to risk everything. Every year, climbers spend fortunes and train for months just for a chance to stand on its summit for a few minutes. But hidden behind that dream is a terrifying truth. Everest is also the world's highest graveyard. Hundreds of climbers have died on the mountain over the decades. Some disappeared beneath avalanches or deep crevasses, never to be seen again. Others remain frozen on the slopes, preserved by the brutal cold for years. In some areas, climbers still pass dead bodies on their way toward the summit, and the reason is horrifyingly simple. Bringing bodies down from Everest is incredibly dangerous. Above 8,000 meters lies the death zone, where oxygen levels are so low that the human body slowly begins to shut down. Every breath feels weak, every step becomes exhausting. Even thinking clearly can become difficult. Now imagine trying to carry a frozen body down steep ice walls while fighting exhaustion, freezing winds, and lack of oxygen. It can take multiple Sherpas risking their own lives just to move one body a short distance. In many situations, recovery missions are considered too dangerous, meaning the dead are left exactly where they fell. Over time, some bodies even became landmarks. One of the most famous was Green Boots, a climber whose frozen body rested for years inside a cave along Everest's northeast ridge route. His bright green boots became so recognizable that climbers used the body as a checkpoint during summit attempts. Think about that for a second. On the way to achieving their biggest dream, climbers were forced to walk past the frozen remains of someone who once had the exact same dream. And yet they kept climbing, because Everest has a strange effect on people. For some, reaching the summit is about glory. For others, it's about proving something to themselves. Standing on top of the world represents a challenge so extreme that many become obsessed with conquering it, despite knowing the risks. But the mountain does not care about ambition. Storms can appear without warning. Winds become powerful enough to throw climbers off ridges. Temperatures can freeze exposed skin within minutes. Even healthy people can suddenly collapse from altitude sickness, where lack of oxygen causes fluid to build inside the lungs or brain. One of the deadliest disasters happened in 1996 when climbers were trapped high on the mountain during a violent storm. Lost in darkness and hurricane-force winds, several climbers froze to death before they could return to camp. The tragedy shocked the world and revealed how quickly Everest can turn deadly. But modern Everest faces another danger too: overcrowding. During climbing season, hundreds of people wait for the short weather window safe enough for summit attempts. When the conditions finally improve, everyone begins climbing at once. The result is traffic jams near the summit. Long lines of climbers become stuck on narrow ridges while oxygen supplies slowly run out. At nearly 30,000 feet, even waiting in line for too long can become fatal. In 2019, a shocking photograph showed dozens of climbers packed tightly near Everest summit, standing shoulder to shoulder high above the clouds. Several people died that season after spending too much time trapped in the death zone. And still, every year, more climbers arrive. Because despite all its horrors, Everest remains irresistible. The mountain is beautiful, terrifying, and mysterious all at once. Sunlight reflects across endless snowfields. Massive clouds drift below the peaks. From the summit, the earth itself seems to curve beneath the sky. For a few moments, climbers stand at the highest place on the planet. But Everest always demands a price. And high above the clouds, frozen into the mountain forever, many who chased that dream still remain there today.